Another update for the month on the book. So, I'm on chapter 16. I have not written anything for chapter 16 as of yet because I'm not sure what I wanted to type so far. I have ideas of how to start it, what should be in the middle, and how it should be ended. But I ask myself these questions where if I should I add more, should I have less, what will work and what won't work. So I I think chapter 16 is going to be a lot of fun. In all honesty, it's something I've been building up to since chapter 6, and yeah, I believe chapter 6, so 10 chapters ago. Wow, that had to be right around June or July. Wow. Anyway, so I'm looking forward to this chapter, and currently I believe I'm like 250 something pages in the book so far. And last time I gave you guys an update, which was last month, I was like around at 204, 200 something pages. So I mean, I guess I owe you guys an explanation or an answer to why I'm nowhere near or at 300. But chapter 15, when I started chapter 15 last month, it actually took quite a while. It wasn't because I did lose some steam for chapter 15. I reached a point where I was kind of stuck. I knew what I wanted to write, but I didn't feel like the chapter itself was it wasn't flowing right. It was going the direction where I wanted to. It's just that I felt like I left out some parts that shouldn't have been left out. So I want to go back to that chapter and add some things in there just to give it more meat and everything. Not to complicate things or anything like that, of course. Just to make sure that, hey, these questions will be answered. It won't look like it's been rushed or anything like that. I'm not trying to do that, really. I want a comprehensive story. I'm not trying to do any of that Kingdom Hearts stuff where you have to wait to a whole nother game to get some answers, and then the next game and the next game. I'm not trying to do all that. I'm trying to answer things in this book, really. What happened, what were the consequences of that action or event, and how will it be resolved. And so that's what chapter 15 is all about, where you're in a setting where the characters are in a setting of being in a jungle that's foggy, and this jungle is located in the Western Land, the outskirts of the Western Kingdom, really. And the characters I've selected for that chapter, it's their mission to figure out what in the hell is going on in the outskirts of the kingdom. I've introduced new beasts, demons, characters, obviously, and I added the element of mystery. The reason why I added the element of mystery is because, one, I want to work on mystery, see where I stand at building a story out of how to tell a mystery tale. And two, it's because of I had this inspiration, from my personal experience of going to this park with this friend of mine back when I was in high school, and we're in this heavily wooded area, and it's nothing but fog out, man. You can barely see in front of you and all that. Obviously, that's it's fog. I'm not sure why I said that, but I'm freeballing it right now. So. And I just remember walking with my friend, and we're just talking, just commenting like, man, this is like Silent Hill, and just like having a blast, really, just because it was just I never really encountered that, and I think he didn't either, where it was just something new. Usually when you go to a park, when it's like sunny out, really, and it's a nice day and it's clear. Maybe it's a little windy, and that's the only time you usually go to a park. But on that day, we decided to go to a park just because of, I don't know why, actually. I forget the reason why, but it was a cool experience to be in a wooded area that was just foggy. So that's where I added that inspiration for this chapter, really. And I've mentioned it in I believe in chapter 4 or 5, where I was explaining how the world, how the continents in the mortal plane are like, when I was doing the world building and stuff like that. And so I really love this chapter. I really love that chapter. That chapter was fun to experiment with, really. And because I've had this idea for almost 10 years, the whole foggy jungle setting didn't really come into play until a few months ago. I knew what was there, but I expanded upon it, and that's where I come to this small problem, where I want to tell more of what's going on in that chapter, just not making it easy for the reader to predict that, oh, this is going on and blah 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 blah. No, it was just a new area. I get excited when I'm detailing new areas, because I really haven't I have not world built like that, to be honest. When I had this idea for this book for almost 10 years, I never really world built. I had certain parts of it kind of structured, but I mostly focused on the characters, how they were like, how they evolve, and what their little quirks and their flaws are and everything. It was mostly pertaining to characters and making new characters and what they look like and act like and all that. But world building, man, I wanted to visualize. I wanted to be in it. I wanted to just tell it all, like what you can see, what you can feel, what you can taste, what you could touch, smell, and all that. Now that I think about it, I've utilized the senses a lot in this chapter, and I've never done that before. I may have mentioned, in the previous chapters, where like a character eats this, it tastes like chicken with parmesan on it or whatever, stuff like that, but not to this degree. In chapter 15, I use it to a degree where you can imagine it, where I can imagine it, and I like that. I think that's part of the reason why I want to add more into that chapter without complicating things. I just need to figure out how to balance that out, and maybe I will figure it out. when I return to that chapter. But for now, it's in my notes of what to add to chapter 15. I've been going off what I put in my notes, and of course, what's in memory. Usually, the stuff that I put in my notes are like new, or like new additions, or new additions that could possibly be put into the book to better explain things or help me remember what to put in there or not to put in there, or use as a roadmap. I think that's the right way to put it. But yeah, I've had a lot of fun with chapter 15. I like the other chapters too, but chapter 15 is probably my favorite chapter right now, currently. There's just something to it that's just I feel like I can get lost in it for days, and I have because I've worked on it for almost a month, or for a month. So I love that chapter. It's only like 30 pages long, I believe, 30 something pages long. So it's not as long as chapter 12. Not chapter 12, I'm sorry. No, yeah, chapter 12. It's not as long as chapter 12, but it is quite lengthy. I try to focus on what the characters think and feel as well, just to get a glimpse of how, just to help readers understand what these characters are like, without trying to tell too much. I think that's I think what I'm trying to do is that it's like the show and not tell, and I have to work on that skill, because I noticed that I do tell a lot within this book. And you're probably asking yourselves, for those of you who don't really write, you're asking me like, well, do you write now? How the hell are you? What do you mean not tell? You're telling a story. You're writing down stuff. Well, with show and don't tell is I view it as a skill where you explain things, as in like you detail things, what it looks like, basically like what the sense, like what I was saying with the senses, what it looks like, what it tastes like, what the characters see and how they interpret it, but you just don't tell what you just don't tell what they're feeling or whatever. You don't tell how this and that are like, things are not really explained. I know I'm not doing my best with communicating this to you guys, but the best way I could put it is like, when a character is feeling something, you don't say like, this character feels sad or gloomy. You if you want to show, you put down like this character has a look on their face that's sunken. Their lips droop down, and their eyebrows are, it gives off that look of sadness without telling the reader that this character is sad. You can, if it's worded right, it's structured right, it's the reader should be able to pick up like, oh, this character is sad or happy or angry. It's just paying attention to the context given, the clues given, really, with the actions. If a character is angry, you see their fists ball up tightly. They have a scowl on their face. You just don't outright say that, oh, this character is angry. That it's just, you gotta give gotta give more detail, and that's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to show and not tell, because it's bland. Sometimes it gets bland when you tell instead of showing. And you know, I mean, when I read certain books that told a lot and didn't really give me much to imagine with, like I think, what's the word? I mean, sorry, what's the title of the book? I hate so much. Anthem. It has to be Anthem. Yeah. Anthem is a dystopian book, a dystopian future book. This is like right around when well, the book was made before the whole Hunger Games thing happened, when we were in the whole, when society was in the whole craze about dystopian future stories. But when I read that book, I was so, I just wanted to be done with it because it was so boring, man. I just felt like it told too much. It was not, it didn't really, I mean, there were some parts of it that I was able to imagine, but it was bland because it was just telling me, it wasn't showing me. And to this day, I still stand by it that book is the worst book I've ever read. I would, if someone were trying to pay me $20,000, maybe more, whatever, I would still not read that book. I hate that book with a passion. I hate it, I hate it, I hate it. And this is something I want to avoid when I'm writing this book. I don't want people to hate it just because hate it because it's bland. I want people to imagine these things. To imagine these scenarios, what these characters are doing, how they're feeling. It builds a better connection, in my opinion. It builds a better connection because the books I don't hate, they do a lot of showing. They don't outright tell me like how Anthem did. So I think that'll be all for this update. Sorry if I kind of got off topic, but oh my gosh, the art. There should be art coming this month. I think I might post additional art today or tomorrow, but I'm really waiting on this big one, man. And I mean, I think it's big because it's a certain character who helps carry the plot. Not carry the plot. I'm sorry. Who helps drive the plot? Because he's a very important. So I cannot wait till that art of him is done. I'll definitely share it. And oh man, it's gonna be wild. I'm anticipating. I've been waiting for a few months now for that character. So I feel like this is the month that he will be released. I have a feeling that it's gonna happen this month. But yeah, I think that's it, guys. I really think so. I think that's it. So see you next time with this book update for December. Yep, December. Wow, we're almost done with this year. Wow. All right, peace out, guys.